I was just thinking, it's such a beautiful thing when, like me, I'm always learning, and I'm always trying to, I'll sit and reflect when something comes across my way and say, I heard this, or I experienced that, or I'm learning about this or that. Maybe I should look at doing something a little different, when it affects me and when it affects other people, or in a not so good way, and it could be a better way of doing things. And it's so beautiful to see people that have been brought up a certain way, may have come through families that have been a part of society the way the hate has been, particularly for Black Americans, or for certain people, whether their economic status, whether they're homeless, whether they're on drugs, whether they have mental illness, whether it's things about them that people just don't understand. And the beautiful part I find about it is when people are learning, and you see and witness people are learning the same way, for example, that I am, and wanting to learn, and taking heed of what those around them are feeling and saying and doing, like a non-spoken word, but it's like, I see you, I feel you, and it's like, in other words, I'm with you. I'm willing to understand what's going on, or I might not understand what's going on, but I don't know how to explain it, but it's a good feeling to see somebody else trying the same way that I am trying to understand more about people, with my reactions in the workplace, my actions in the workplace, and how it may or may not affect others, whether it be those that I work with, whether it be those that I assist with, helping take care of, as far as getting people into the right avenues to be helped. And it just lets me know that even though there's a lot of evil, bad, hateful things that go on in this world, there are so much more good things in this world that I have experienced. And it's just like talking to other people, not being afraid to communicate with other people, just being outright flat open, and not being pushed back for and told to shut up because of your views, and how you can make people feel uncomfortable because of your views, and the things that you think, and you do the same thing to them. That laughter, that feel good, that let's get the job done is a beautiful thing. That's it. And the thing is that you don't have to force anything. They are not forcing anything. It just comes to you naturally, and those interactions just happen naturally, out of nowhere, out of the blue. It just connects. And when that happens, when you know. Alright. I was just feeling so good earlier when I started the video. And I've been feeling really, really good all day. And I think about, there's a lot of bad stuff that's happening, but I see a whole lot of good coming, and I see a whole lot of good being done now. And I just wanted to talk about that just for a second. It's like, you know, a new year, 2026, and it's been so many things that has happened over the last couple of years as far as learning from a lot of different, I've noticed and witnessed from a lot of different people, learning and exposure with people. Some want to change, some don't know they want to change, some do know they want to change, some are trying to change, and admits that it's hard in whatever way they want to, just because they feel like they want to. And just noticing that is a good feeling, and watching it go down. And it has to be done with the exposure of people. And it seems like when I say the exposure of people or exposure of things in life, it's I don't know if it's like bam, boom, in your face, like it's going to take that to realize that this or that, you know. And what I'm thinking about in specific is the tenderism, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I don't know if it's whatever, but I'm gonna just call it tenderism. And that whole situation, it's like reading the comments. Sometimes that's another one of those situations where it has to happen to open up, it seems like, the light in others. Even though you know it happens, but to see and witness it is deep. It's deep. And listening to the comments and watching some of the comments behind that is really, really deep. But then also, I think about the older gentleman, and you would think that was his shop, and it wasn't. And that is what I looked something up on, and I want to talk about that. That's what I'm going to talk about I'm going to go to bed now, but probably usually when I get going, I got something on that. You know, some of the older people, they don't know. And some of them have such good hearts, and they, depending on how they act, or I got something on that I wanted to talk about. I'll be back. Yeah, so just keep dancing. Never read. Don't let me catch you reading. But it's okay. I'm going to let you get as much laughter and popularity if you just keep dancing, to keep you distracted, you know? And I'll show all the love and everything I can to you. This is a form of unity also, but not the kind I choose to participate in. Things like this I call blind unity. If you keep them dancing, and they are good dancing, and if they have certain characteristics as needing to be loved and feeling validated, we can use those types of people with those traits and get them to share everything they know and have been taught to get ahead for ourselves, just as long as we keep them distracted with the things like dancing and discourage them from reading and looking into themselves for advancement by all cost. This describes deliberate manipulation, strategies, using distraction, praise, and the need for love, validation to keep people entertained and compliant so that they give away their knowledge instead of growing in self-awareness and power. What this pattern is, using validation and charm to lower defenses and create dependency so I can keep depending on you, so targets feel seen and special and become more willing to share information and comply. Those good old, well-documented manipulation tactics. Exploiting people's deep need to be loved and valued as a lever, pulling that lever to steer their behavior in ways that benefits the manipulator, not the person themselves. Keeping people distracted and entertained, like keep them dancing so they stay absorbed in stimulation instead of questioning systems, reading deeply, or developing inner authority. It's okay to dance, but when it's time to be distracted so you have no clue what's going on around you. Why is it so effective? This works because it targets core psychological needs. The need to feel seen, heard, and important makes praise and attention feel like safety, even when they're being used strategically. Constant distraction reduces attention. It takes your span and reflective thinking, which weakens a person's ability to notice that they are being used. When someone is rewarded for performing, dancing, entertaining, oversharing, and subtly discouraged from studying, reading, or introspection, they often trade long-term growth for short-term validation. Ethical framing of this: used this way, validation and entertainment becomes tools of exploitation rather than connection. It turns a person's vulnerability, need for love, history of not being affirmed into access, point to extract their labor, ideas, and secrets. It deliberately steers them away from practices such as reading, learning, self-reflection that would increase their critical thinking and make them harder to control. This mirrors tactics in toxic relationships, cult dynamics, and manipulative workplaces, where love bombing and flattery comes first, and devaluation or control comes later. How to flip this for empowerment content? If you are naming this pattern for educational Trade being kept, dancing for applause, for building quiet, private skills, reading, journaling, study, solitude that no one can take from you. Notice when validation always comes with a request for more access, more information, give me more, tell me more, or more performance. Keep dancing. You're humoring me. I'm going to make you feel good if you just keep dancing. But if you read, if I see you studying, I'm going to tamper with that and annoy you and get you to be distracted from staying focused. That is often grooming, not genuine care. So you can reclaim your attention, limit the spaces that only entertain and never challenge you to think, question, or grow. So if they can feed your need to be loved, they can starve your need to be whole. Exposing this type of tactic, they give you lights, music, cameras, applause, anything to keep you performing. As long as you never, ever sit long enough to read, to think, to remember who you are without the crowd. They study your hunger for validation, then use it like a key. Praise you. Oh, you're doing so good. You're just so awesome. This type of support, call you special. Right up to the moment you hand over your ideas. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm going to do. Oh, I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. My secrets, my deep within secrets are your whole freaking blue point that's in your mind, your body, your soul to help them, they ass, get ahead. They will hype you up, hype your talent, but quietly discourage your way of thinking, your way of reading, your way of questioning things, your solitude. Because a mind that reflects is a mind that refuses to be harvested. To flip that goddamn script, step out of the circle where you dance for approval and step into the quiet where you build what cannot be taken. Your knowledge, your self-respect, your inner voice. If you can't get away, there's always private things like the bathroom, in your closet, to a safe place. Let applause be a compliment, not a collar that you wear around your neck. Let attention be a moment, not your master. The real rebellion is this. Choose the page over the performance, the mirror of self-inquiry over the stage of constant proving, and watch how quickly the system loses its grip on you. There's so many situations may not be out flat, right? Like the tenderism situation. It's sad, but it happens and it continues to happen.
in all types of relationships. Intimate, workplace, race relations, politics, financial, and the beat goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
What's your name?
My name is Trouble.
What's your last name?
You're in.
Trouble? You're in?
Yeah. Darvo that. Reverse it. You're in trouble. You keep fucking with me.